Hello, my name is Simon from Simon Audley Films. In today's video I'm going to be showing you my Curzon Cinema collection on Blu-ray. These are obviously Criterion UK releases. I don't have any of the American ones yet because I've never owned a sort of Region 1 Blu-ray player. I have the DVD player but not a Region 1 Blu-ray player. So all the Criterion films I'm going to be showing you are all UK Criterion releases. Now, out of all the little sections of collections that I hope to show you at some point, this is one of the fewest around. I do only own 10 Curzon releases at the moment, and I think the reason for that is, Curzon in the UK is still pretty new. They haven't even been going for, I want to say, a year, but it may be a bit more than that now. And because of that, I think it's just a cost issue, really. It's not that the individual releases are, ridiculously expensive. Certainly not for what the films that they actually are. I think it's just because I am a cheapskate and I like to get things second-hand where I possibly can. And where Criterion in the UK are still so new, it's pretty rare to come across a second-hand copy of one of these films. So it'll really just be waiting until I've got the money and buying the brand new copy. So the first one I'm going to be showing you is actually one of the most recent ones I got as part of a 2 for £25 deal, which is Stanley Kramer's It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. Did I get that right? 4 mads, yeah. Mad, 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 Mad World. Really enjoyed this. I've only seen that once before when it was on TV one year. It is almost 3 hours long, but it's a really sort of nice breezy watch. It is a sort of comedy caper with a bunch of characters racing across America to get a money prize. It's got a lot of sort of character actors from the 60s in there, like Sid Caesar, Phil Silvers, Mickey Rooney. And there are some really good cameos in there as well. There's a great one from the Three Stooges and Buster Keaton as well. So for me, this is a great sort of rainy day film. Yeah, nice sort of Sunday afternoon film. If you've got a couple of hours or more than a couple of hours spare, I think this is a really nice one. The next one I've got is Roman Polanski's Macbeth. Again, one I've only seen once. I think I had to watch it for school, presumably an English literature course of some sort. I don't remember it too well, but I remember enough about it. I remember that I liked it anyway. I remember there were some really nice scenes in there, especially, I have to admit, I remember there being some very creepy scenes with the three witches, obviously a classic part of the Macbeth story, but I do remember that scene in particular sticking with me from watching this film. So again, really looking forward to giving this another watch in its nice sort of Blu-ray restoration. So the next one here is the documentary Grey Gardens. I've never seen this before. In fact, I didn't know too much about it, except a lot of people I know recommended that I watch this film. They said it's a great sort of 70s documentary, one of the best of the decade, some people actually said to me. I know it's about a mother-daughter relationship. Apart from that, I don't really know too much about it. I'm really looking forward to watching it though. It does look pretty interesting. I haven't heard of the director. I think I'm right in thinking they did some sort of follow-up film or a remake of this not too long ago, which I also haven't seen, and I think it's actually, included in this copy, so that's going to be really interesting to watch. I look forward to giving that a go. The next one I've got here is one of the first UK Criterion releases, which is Harold Lloyd's Speedy. Again, not watched it. I've seen a few Harold Lloyd films and I really like him. I have to say I'm a big fan of silent comedy, Chaplin, Keaton, Lauren Hardy, etc, etc. Harold Lloyd obviously doesn't generally get talked about as much as those guys, but he really should. I mean, he is a great actor. And this is meant to be a great film from 1928, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I think probably the most well-known Harold Lloyd film, as far as I'm aware, is Safety Last, which I have seen, managed to see that on the big screen. That was absolutely fantastic. Such a nice, breezy, silent comedy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this at some point soon. Next up, I have Peter Brook's Lord of the Flies. A lot of people I know like Lord of the Flies. Not many people I talked to have seen the Peter Brook version. Some people have, and they weren't a big fan of it. Other people I know have really enjoyed it. So a bit of a mixed reaction on this one. I have seen this. I studied Peter Brook for a while when I was doing theatre studies at school. And obviously that was looking at more Peter Brook's extensive theatre work. So I did manage to see one or two of his films at the time of studying. And I think I remember enjoying it. I've read the book and enjoyed that a lot. I've seen it on stage and enjoyed that a lot. But Peter Brook is quite a revolutionary figure, certainly in the theatre world, with his sort of unique staging and directing ability. So I don't remember too much about it, but I'm really looking forward to revisiting this, and I think it will be as good as I remember it, or at least as good as I'm expecting it to be. I think it's going to be a really nice watch. Next up, the very first Andrei Tarkovsky film that I have on Criterion, which is Solaris. Now, I do have a Tarkovsky collection up there. It wasn't a UK edition. I think it came from Australia or somewhere else. It was just the cheapest option at the time for me to get these films and see these films. So I was able to see quite a lot of those films from that collection. But it's now that they've started releasing them on Criterion, I've decided to start updating my Tarkovsky films, because if there's ever a film to watch on Blu-ray, it's probably this and also the other Tarkovsky films. So again, I've seen this once before, and it's just, I mean, what can you say about Tarkovsky in general? I mean, he's an absolute vision. I mean, it's hard to even call them films, really. I think they kind of break that boundary of what cinema really is and what people can do with a camera. So I'm super happy to have this on Blu-ray. Haven't seen the Blu-ray version of it yet, but I will do soon, and hopefully it's as good as I hope it will be. I've also got my eye on getting Stalker at some point, also on the Criterion label. Stalker's probably my favourite Tarkovsky film. It's just an absolute mindfuck of all sorts of different influences, and I think it's fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to get that on Blu-ray at some point too. Now, the next one I've got here is one that I'm a really big fan of. This is John Waters' Multiple Maniacs. Now, if any of you have seen this or have seen John Waters' other work, you know, how do I put this? You know, he's quite a unique voice in cinema. You know, he's got a very unique sense of style, and, you know, his taste, or perhaps lack of taste, is something that obviously gets talked about a lot. Now, this is one of his really early films. So if you have seen films like Pink Flamingos, which I love, and by the way, I also really hope Criterion releases Pink Flamingos at some point, because there isn't actually a UK edition of it on DVD or Blu-ray at the moment, but that's another story. This is one of his early films from 1970. You can see there's absolutely no budget. All the actors are friends and family, all filmed sort of in and around either his home or his hometown of Baltimore. So it's got a really sort of rustic, sort of guerrilla style to it, and it works really well. It's not quite as disgusting as some of his later films, Pink Flamingos, but it's a great starting piece for anyone who wants to introduce themselves to John Waters' universe. Not Hairspray though, don't bother with that. Now, the next one I've got here, not only have I not seen it, I had never even heard of before it came out on Criterion, and I'm surprised that there's a film of this guy that I haven't actually heard of. So I haven't watched it, but I really look forward to it. It's Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. So again, don't know much about this film at all. I know it's sort of centers around sort of 8 or 9 sort of short films within it, and I'm assuming from the title that they take on a range of themes, from sort of dreams, nightmares, landscapes. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think I read that there was a cameo from Scorsese in here. Maybe, oh yeah, he played Vincent van Gogh. I thought I remembered that, and I just read it on the back here. Well, that's really interesting. I mean, I know he was a big fan of Kurosawa. I know he helped fund Kurosawa's final film, along with others. So it's great to see that they had some sort of relationship enough to appear in one of his films. But that's all I can really say about Dreams. I haven't seen it yet. I still don't know too much about it, and I don't really want to read too much about it. I want to just whack it on, enjoy the Blu-ray, and yeah, improve my appreciation for the man Kurosawa. And finally, we have an indie American classic, Royal Tenenbaums. Love Wes Anderson, of course. Seen this multiple times. It just seemed like an absolute natural choice to upgrade my DVD onto a Criterion Blu-ray. There's some amazing special features on here which I really look forward to seeing. Hopefully it will sort of deepen my appreciation for the film as a whole and tell me some things that I didn't know about the film or Wes Anderson. It's a really nice film. If anyone has not seen it or is looking for an in for the work of Wes Anderson. Of course, you could start at the beginning with Bottle Rocket, which is a great film in itself, which is also available on Criterion Collection release. Personally, though, if you really want an introduction to Wes Anderson and his style as an auteur, Royal Tenenbaums, I think, is the one to start with. Like I said, there's still, I think Rushmore came beforehand, but even so, I think this is the most accessible one as well. It's got such an amazing cast in there. One of the best soundtracks you'll ever hear in a film as well. So I really, really recommend that you watch that if you haven't. Now, one that I can't really talk about, I thought I had it with me, but I think I took it over to my girlfriend's house and haven't seen it for a while. I've also got the Criterion release of Punch Drunk Love of Paul Thomas Anderson, which I got again very recently. What with Phantom Thread coming out, film that I loved, I obviously wanted to relook at all my Paul Thomas Anderson films, and when I saw one of my favourites, Punch Drunk Love, had a Criterion release, that went on the list. So, really looking forward to revisiting that on the Blu-ray. As soon as I get it back, I will get that straight on. Now, as I said, it's not a huge collection at the moment. It's going to be an ever-growing collection. I want to get, obviously, more and more, especially when the sale comes on. I know sometimes they do 2 for £25 on a lot of the Criterion films. So that's going to be a great opportunity for me to expand my collection when I can. But I want to know what you think if you've seen this video. Are there any of these that you like or that you don't like, or any that you recommend that I get next that you think I would enjoy? I'd be really, really keen to hear that. But that's going to be it for today's video. As usual, if you could please subscribe to this channel. It is still a new channel, so I'm hoping to keep growing as I keep getting these videos out there. Hit the subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment with any questions, suggestions, whatever you want. Follow me on Twitter if you want. Don't have to, that's fine. But yeah, have a good day.